Earlier that a decision not to charge the officer who was white with a crime for killing a black man would fan tensions. Well, I've seen two cases this week. A grand jury's not billing black cops who killed white people. It's not about race so much as it's about sycophantically defending what the police do, period. Staten Island was bracing for Ferguson-like trouble Wednesday after a grand jury chose not to indict NYPD officer for killing Eric Garner with a chokehold, sources said. There have been warnings earlier that the decision not to charge the officer who was white with a crime for killing a black man would fan tensions. And as word of the panel's decision seeped into Staten Island neighborhoods where anti-police sentiment is strongest, cops were on high alert and prepared for the worst. Yeah, and innocent cops will end up getting killed over the anti-police sentiment. That's why you see Oakland, a bunch of cops getting killed. It's not going to go well. The more you get militarized, the more you attack, the more people are going to come after you. Garner, a 43-year-old father of 6, was killed July 17th when the officer subdued him. The guy didn't do anything. On a street with a banned chokehold. Oh, but it doesn't matter that you used what's known as the killer chokehold. He knew exactly what he was doing, in my opinion. Police said they approached Garner because he was selling unlicensed cigarettes, better known as Lucy's, and that he resisted arrest. They noted that Garner's rap sheet listed 31 arrests beginning when he was 16. It's all like petty stuff. Anyway, people said he was a good guy in the community, and how are you supposed to make money? I mean, it's like having a lemonade stand or selling stuff on the street. Oh, my gosh. I remember when we used to go into the black part of town because the liquor stores there would sell us beer when I was a teenager, and there was always guys out front selling cigarettes. Hey, you want one cigarette? You know. But Garner's death sparked national outrage after the Daily News obtained a sickening cell phone video of his deadly encounter with police. Yeah, that didn't match what the cops had said, I should add. I mean, the point is they're saying, give me your arm as they're on top of him, choking him. I mean, he can't get turned over because they've got him pinned the other way. I mean, it's such a joke. Like, the police just decide, all right, sit on him, don't let, and then say, stop resisting, just like the Thomas Kelly case. I mean, this isn't even as bad as that because at least they kill him quickly. It doesn't go on for 16 minutes of him begging for daddy. And they're like, put your arm behind your back. And he can't do it because they're all sitting on him. I mean, it's just a joke. Well, you know you're in trouble when a cop starts saying, don't resist. So obviously, the country's under great tyranny. It's very, very sad. But when you think the police in some areas are out of control, if you think that's bad, what about foreign banks running the country and putting cancer viruses in the vaccines? Oh, but when your kid goes in and gets a shot and has a convulsion and is autistic, that's okay because they deny it and we don't know who's behind it and blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and go back to your phone calls. We're going to go to Donna, Jim, Randall, Bob, Patton, and others. Who's been holding the longest? We'll go to Rennell and then Patton. Rennell in New York, thanks for calling.
Hi, Alex.
Hey, thank you for calling.
Okay. First, I want to talk about Ferguson.
Okay, go ahead.
But I think burning things down and shooting up police cars and rioting is really not the right thing to do.
No, I hear you, but I mean, what if it just becomes customary? If you ask a cop a question, they shoot you, because that's starting to happen. What do you think?
That's wrong. It means we're under great tyranny.
Yes, it does. What else you want to talk about, brother?
And Obama really is a liar because he said he wasn't going to try to take our guns. Now, this ties into guns, which is one of the things I wanted to talk about.
Well, I'm not screening your call. Go ahead.
Okay.
People always call in and like say what they want. Go ahead. You're on air.
Okay. He said he wouldn't come after our guns when every one of the bills is a gun confiscation.
Yes, total liar.
And I want to refer to a previous show I saw of you when you talked about the gun laws in Switzerland. It's like you got to have rifles in your house by law, and if the police come and find your guns, you get fined.
Yes, that's for people that are of militia age, but that goes up into your 50s, and then basically everybody else has guns, and so the crime rate is incredibly low, the lowest in the world because of that. I appreciate your call. Let's talk to Patton in FEMA Region 4. What former state are you in, listening on 94.3 FM WNFZ?
Tennessee.
That's right. You're listening on KCXL. Go ahead.
I'm a roofer in the Knoxville area here, and I was raised to believe that if you work hard and stay on track, it'll pay off at some point. Well, I know for a fact that for a political gain, it feels like he just signed away my hope for a future, financially at least. So how do we get somebody like Ventura in there if they won't let him in the debates?
Well, I like Jesse because I know him well, and I know he's for real, and he really believes what he's saying and doing. It doesn't even mean I agree with a lot of the policies and things that he promotes. I think we always end up focusing on a president to save us or to fix things. I think it's going to have to be us taking back the counties and cities and just blocking at every level what the feds try to do, because the feds have essentially been captured by foreign interest. But Obama operating as a dictator, which he's doing, and the Republican leadership not bucking it and bowing within a few hours of Obama's executive order is illustrative of just how much trouble we're in, Patton.
Right. I also wanted to quote George Washington, if we don't stand together, we will hang separate.
That's right, brother. Good to hear from you. All right, let's go to another caller. Jim in Illinois, you're on the air. Welcome.
Yes, thank you, Alex. I'm an over-the-road trucker, also from Knoxville, Tennessee, and I was on Ron Paul's campaign staff in 2008 and 2012, and as an Oath Keeper, I wanted to encourage all fellow info warriors, if I may, to go to oathkeepers.com or .org and learn about the community preservation team. Basically, what the Oath Keepers were doing and are doing, according to Stuart Rhodes, is that they're activating community preservation teams there by protecting those 4 businesses that remain on.
Yes, and the businesses have asked for them to be there. We have articles on Infowars.com detailing that, and the police have come outside of law saying you need a license to be here. If you were a security firm, you do, but my license is the Second Amendment and free association. If a private business owner wants to have me in his business helping him secure his home, that is my right to do it. And the police are engaged in basically martial law. But notice, the ultimate crime is citizens protecting themselves. It's all a big power grab. And the government wants the police to have the right to kill citizens with impunity. But then it makes the police state look good to set them against a bunch of hood rats beating people's brains out with hammers. So we've got a problem on both fronts. But just attacking the police will be a self-fulfilling prophecy to then ensure the Civil War.
Amen. Just by the way, I was with you in Chantilly as an Oath Keeper supporting you and your leadership. And I just do want to encourage people to learn about the community CPTs, community preservation teams at oathkeepers.org. And I've got 2 quick questions.
Sure, brother.
About, let's see, how do you balance being a turbo First Amendment guy, which you're helping us all to be, with security of your family when they both kind of work against each other? And 2, what do you think is going to happen with the other Jesse Benton, the compromiser, who has Kentucky connections with Rand Paul and McConnell? What's he going to do in this coming election?
Yeah, I don't really like Jesse Benton. I'll just leave it at that. But I mean, compared to like Hillary Clinton or something, I think it's kind of inside baseball to get into people like Jesse Benton, who's worked for Ron Paul and then for Rand Paul, and I mean, I know him pretty good over the years, but he's just a big compromiser, and I don't think he's that smart. I mean, I'm not against people that have speech impediments. I know a lot of people that have speech impediments that are smart, but he's just annoying. But I don't think that really matters. I shouldn't even make comments about Jesse Benton. It's just he is a piece of work. I mean, that's all I can say. And if you like Mitch McConnell and you like John Boehner, you'll love Jesse Benton. I appreciate your call. Yeah, the Oath Keepers is a great organization, great people. I've been supporting it since it started. Stuart Rhodes, I've been having Stuart Rhodes on, constitutional lawyer, before he started Oath Keepers. He formerly worked with Ron Paul, he's a great guy. And I think what they're doing is wonderful. And the militia is constitutional, but the system has demonized that. So really, Oath Keepers are just a modern militia that's made up of better trained police and military, former or current.